guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Maddie, and unfortunately in today's video I'm going to be doing a book haul. Unfortunately for me, because I have no self-control, but fortunately for you guys, I'm going to be showing you the books I bought recently. I love watching a good book haul video, and I hope you will enjoy this one too. So don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into the video. I have 9 books to show you today. It could be worse, and to make myself feel better, these are not all of my books. My husband also is a reader and loves book shopping, so some of these are his, but I have interest in reading them, and I'm sure you guys would like to see as well. Also, I will be showing you a few books I'm going to unhaul at the end of this video, because I admit I do have a problem with buying books, but I don't have a problem with unhauling books or getting rid of books I don't like. I think it's so interesting to me when I watch other YouTubers say they hate a book and then put it back on their shelf. Not judging anyone, but if I hate a book, I don't want it in my eye line. Like, I'm getting rid of that immediately. I am no stranger to donating books, putting them in little free libraries, and even selling them to the used bookstore around here. So I'll show you which ones I'm getting rid of. So let's start with the book I think I've shown briefly, but I don't think I told you my thoughts on it. The first book is Problematic Summer Romance, and if you are a loyal subscriber, a few videos ago I talked about how I didn't want to buy this book because I hated the cover and I was waiting for my hold through the Libby app. But then I went to my favorite used bookstore in Amsterdam, and they had new copies there already, and they were cheaper than a typical bookstore. So I bought it because I actually had a credit from that used bookstore for selling books there a few months ago. So with that credit, I bought this, and then Sam also picked out a book, and that is The Martian. But first, let me tell you about this book because I already read it and I loved it. I'm still in love with it. I've already recommended it to so many people, and if you're one of those people I recommended this book to, lie to me if you hate it. This is technically the second book in this interconnected standalone series by Ali Hazelwood. I don't think there's a name for it, so maybe it's not a series. This book actually follows side characters from Not in Love, and you also get to see the main characters in Not in Love, in Problematic Summer Romance, and it was perfection. I gave it 5 stars. It's the perfect summer read. It was so addicting. The setting was perfect. It takes place in Italy. It's an age gap romance, which I know is not everyone's cup of tea. I personally love an age gap romance if it's done well, and this one was done so well. I highlighted so many things, so many moments. There's so much yearning in here. You will fall in love with Maya and Connor. Just trust me. Go pick it up right now. It's so bingeable. This is what the summary of The Martian says. I actually don't know that much about it, but I feel like I've seen previews for the movie, and honestly, I would like to read this one day because I know this author has a lot of other popular books. I think I've been telling Sam to read Project Hail Mary, and he wants to, but I guess he wants to read The Martian first because this came out before Project Hail Mary. It says, "I'm stranded on Mars. I have no way to communicate with Earth. If the oxygenator breaks down, I'll suffocate. If the water reclaimer breaks down, I'll die of thirst. If the habitat breaches, I'll just kind of explode. If none of those things happen, I'll eventually run out of food and starve to death. I'm screwed." Okay, I'll let you guys know what Sam thinks of this. The next book I bought is The Black Tulip by Alexander Dumas. I just recently learned the S is silent, so hopefully that's right. I bought this for him for our anniversary because he mentioned wanting to read it, and Alexander Dumas is one of his favorite authors. I would say top 5 because he loves The Three Musketeers, The Count of Monte Cristo, and hopefully he loves this one. And this book actually takes place in the Netherlands, which is where we're currently living, so that's fun. It says, Cornelius lives only to cultivate the elusive black tulip and win a magnificent prize for its creation. But after his powerful godfather is assassinated, the unwitting Cornelius becomes caught up in deadly political intrigue and is falsely accused of high treason. Condemned to life imprisonment, his only comfort is Rosa, the jailer's beautiful daughter, and together they concoct a plan to grow the black tulip in secret. Dumas' last major historical novel is a tale of love, jealousy, and obsession, interweaving the real-life story of the brutal murders of 2 Dutch statesmen with the phenomenon of tulipomania that gripped 17th century Holland. Wait, so it's based on a real-life story, or it has real-life moments in here. I don't know. Then I bought this book because I saw Heather McClary recommend it, and I also bought it because I haven't heard anybody else talk about it, so I kind of wanted to read it before it got hype or hate, and that is The Compound. This is by Aislinn Rawl, and it's her debut novel, and I already read it and I really enjoyed it. Heather described this as a mix of Love Island and Lord of the Flies because it is a game show, reality TV show, but it obviously has a deeper meaning and it is dark. I personally have never seen Love Island, but when I read the summary I was really interested in it, so I purchased it, and I read this in 2 days and I read half of it in one sitting. I gave it 4 stars. I wanted a little more at the end, but I get the messaging behind it and I so recommend this to people. It's such an interesting read. I was hooked from page 1 and I was also on edge the entire time. It was good to throw this book in here and kind of switch up all of the fluffy romances I've been reading lately. I think this is actually the Good Morning America book club pick right now, so I'm sure you'll be seeing more about this. Sunny Angel down. This is what the summary says. Lily, a bored, beautiful 20-something, wakes up on a remote desert compound alongside 19 other contestants on a popular reality TV show. To win, she must outlast her housemates while competing in challenges for luxury rewards, such as champagne and lipstick and communal necessities to outfit their new home, like food, appliances, and a front door. The cameras are catching all of her angles, good and bad, but Lily has no desire to leave. Why would she, when the world outside is falling apart? As the competition intensifies, intimacy between the players deepens, and it becomes increasingly difficult to distinguish between desire and desperation. When the producers raise the stakes, forcing the contestants into upsetting, even dangerous situations, the line between playing the game and surviving it begins to blur. If Lily makes it to the end, she'll receive prizes beyond her wildest dreams. But what will she have to do to win? Go read it and let me know what you think. I am sorry, I'm about to have an angle change because I'm sweating. Gotta get out of the sunlight. Much better. Also, I just looked up how to pronounce this author's name, and it's Ashlyn. Hopefully I got that right. I bought another Ellie Hazelwood book, and this is Loath to Love You, which is actually a collection of 3 STEM novellas. The first one is Under One Roof, then Stuck With You, and Below Zero. I bought this because after reading Problematic Summer Romance and then I read Check and Mate recently in a reading blog of mine, I just decided that Ellie Hazelwood is one of my favorite authors and I want to read everything she's published. And honestly, I have up until this book. Everything else I'm pretty sure I've read by her, and most of her reads are 5 stars, except Bride and Love Theoretically. Those are my 2 least favorite by her, but I would still say they're 3-star reads. And then Check and Mate was a 4-star read for me. I just love her writing and I want to keep reading it. Cannot wait for a new release from her. She has been putting in work this summer. A collection of steamy STEM novellas. Mara, Sadie, and Hannah are friends first, scientists always. Though their fields of study might take them to different corners of the world, they can all agree on this universal truth. When it comes to love and science, opposites attract and rivals make you burn. I love enemies to lovers or rivals to lovers. Then I purchased The Wedding People because I saw my favorite bookstore here, the American Book Center, finally got paperback copies back in stock. I've been looking for this book every time I go in there because I've been wanting to read this all year and I've been waiting for my Libby hold to be ready. My library card was about to expire and my Libby hold for this book still said I had 3 more weeks. So I decided to just cave and buy the book because I didn't think I was going to be able to get this book delivered to my Kindle in time since my hold wasn't going to be ready. And then a miracle happened. My hold was ready the day before my library card expired, so I downloaded it to my Kindle, turned my Kindle on airplane mode, and we're good. So I guess I didn't need to purchase this, but if I do really enjoy the book, I'm sure I'll be glad that I have a physical copy. I'll let you guys know my thoughts on this. I'm currently only 10% into it. It seems like this book is going to be sad, but also teach you a lot of life lessons, and it seems like it's going to be pretty deep, which I appreciate. It says, Phoebe Stone arrives at a grand beachside hotel in Rhode Island wearing her best dress and least comfortable shoes. Immediately, she is mistaken for one of the wedding people, but she's actually the only guest at the Cornwall Inn who isn't here for the big event. When the bride discovers her elaborate destination wedding could be ruined by a divorced and depressed stranger, she is furious. Lila has spent months accounting for every detail and every possible disaster, except for, well, Phoebe. Soon, both women find their best laid plans derailed and an unlikely confidant in one another. And you know what? I'm glad I actually read the summary of that instead of telling you what I heard, because apparently what I heard is a spoiler. now that I'm thinking about it. I also purchased Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm a big TJR fan, but I haven't read anything by her in a while. And this is her first book that she's published in a few years. Maybe I'm being dramatic, maybe just a year or two. The last book I read by her, I think, was Daisy Jones and the Six, and that's my least favorite book by her. All of her other books, like Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I really enjoyed, which honestly, that's probably one of my least favorites by her now too. I loved Malibu Rising. I loved One True Loves. I still haven't read Carrie Soto Is Back, but I just love her storytelling and it really sucks you in. I'm sure Atmosphere will be no different. TJR is one of the authors that got me back into reading during the pandemic, so I'll always hold a special place in my heart for her writing. In the summer of 1980, astrophysics professor Joan Goodwin begins training to be an astronaut at Houston's Johnson Space Center, alongside an exceptional group of fellow candidates. Top Gun pilot Hank Redmond, mission specialist John Griffin, and Lydia Danes, warm-hearted Donna Fitzgerald, and Vanessa Ford, the magnetic and mysterious aeronautical engineer. As the new astronauts prepare for their first flights, Joan finds a passion and a love she never imagined and begins to question everything she believes about her place in the observable universe. Then, in December of 1984, on mission STS-LR9, am I reading that right? Everything changes in an instant. Atmosphere is Taylor Jenkins Reid at her best, transporting readers to iconic times and places, creating complex protagonists, and telling a passionate and soaring story about the transformative power of love, this time among the stars. There might be a 24-hour readathon in my future, so stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and hopefully I can get through all these books. The last book I purchased for myself is Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews about this romantasy book, and I haven't looked much further into it. I want to read it for myself. I've been in a fantasy mood lately, and it seems like this is a pretty bingeable fantasy. The summary on the back reminds me a little bit of Divergent, which I loved. That was peak YA dystopia, besides the Hunger Games, of course. She thick. But I'm really excited to give it a go. I haven't read fantasy since Onyx Storm. I could be lying. I tried to read a fantasy book last week, but I DNF'd it. So hopefully this hooks me in. And listen, I don't need anything super complicated. I just want an easy, fun fantasy read. It says, trust no one, lie to everyone, and whatever you do, don't fall for your greatest enemy. Ren has spent her whole life in hiding, honing her abilities and aiding the uprising in small ways. On the continent, being modified means certain death, and Ren is one of the most powerful mods in existence. When one careless mistake places her in the hands of the enemy and she's forced to join their most elite training program, she's finally handed the perfect opportunity to strike a devastating blow from inside their ranks. But training for Silver Block can be deadly, especially when you're harboring dangerous secrets and living in close quarters with people who want you dead. As the stakes grow higher, Ren must prove herself to Silver Block, but that's easier said than done when your commanding officer is the ruthless and infuriatingly irresistible Cross Redden. And as the war wages between mods and those who aim to destroy them, Ren must decide just how far she's willing to go to protect herself and how much of the continent is worth saving. Comment down below if you've read this. Okay, and then the last book is a book I bought for Sam's birthday, which is not until the end of July. So nobody text him and ask him if he loved his present yet, because he's not getting it until then. This is a secret until August. I saw this company post that they were doing special editions with Pierce Brown, which is the author of the Red Rising series, which is one of Sam's favorite series of all time. I recommended it to him last year and he binged them all in a month. So when I saw this special edition and that Pierce Brown was going to personalize them, I had to get him one for his birthday. They were only doing special editions for the last 3 books in the series right now, so I think this is the 4th one. I went on his Goodreads and tried to determine which was his favorite of those 3, and I think it's Dark Age. I wish they were doing special editions for just Red Rising right now, but they're not. But I think they're doing it sometime soon. Here is the book. I think the dust cover is so sick. I don't know what any of this means because I only read the first book and then put the series down, but I love. Here's what it says. But the measure of a man is not the fear he sows in his enemies. It is the hope he gives his friends. Don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty sick. Here's what the spine looks like. A little close-up of the back. So cool. I hope he loves it. And on the inside, on the cover page, he personalized it. He wrote to Sam, and then Pierce Brown signed his name. So cool. I hope Sam freaks out. And I did not just get this for myself, guys. I swear. I did not even finish the Red Rising series, and I probably never will. To Sam. That's his signature. And now it's time for me to show you some of the books I am unhauling. And honestly, there are a few more I'm thinking about getting rid of just because I didn't absolutely love them. But they are like books I would recommend, so I don't know. It will be more of a game time decision when we have to move back to the US because some of these books gotta go. First, we have Twilight and Eclipse. I found Eclipse in a little free library around here, and then I bought Twilight at a used bookstore because once I found this movie cover mass market paperback edition, I decided I wanted to collect all of them because I love the books and I love the movies, and I think these are so fun, even if they are the pocketbook size. But I haven't been able to find the other books in the series, and I'm running out of room on my shelves, and I already have Twilight on there. I have my special editions, which I love, so I don't think I need these anymore. And honestly, there are other special editions like the white paperback books, and I've recently seen other movie poster books but at a normal paperback size that I'm more interested in. So I'm either going to go drop these off at a little free library or sell them back to the used bookstore. It does feel wrong getting rid of these because I am a Twilight lover, but they're going to a good home. Then we have a few more books that I finished and I just felt nothing for, honestly. First, we have Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. This is the same author of Eat, Pray, Love. And can I be so real? I did not like Eat, Pray, Love at all. Anyway, I did read Big Magic, and it's supposed to be a really good book for people that are creative, and it just encourages you to make your art and put it out there in the world. And while I did really enjoy it, girl, really enjoy it? That's a stretch. While I did enjoy it, and I definitely took some things away from this book, it's not one I need to keep because I'm not going to reread a self-help book. And to be honest, the things that I enjoyed in this book, I don't even remember at this point. She's in great condition. She will find a new home. Then I read Girl Abroad. Finally, this book has been sitting on my shelf for a while. I have liked other Elle Kennedy books. I didn't care for this one. It was an easy read, but the romance wasn't romancing. And then I just finished Promise Me Sunshine in my last reading vlog, and it just didn't live up to the hype for me. But that's okay. I'm sure someone else will be very excited to find this in the used bookstore and will be happy that they got a good deal because, again, she's in perfect condition. Those are the 5 books I am unhauling. If you like this video at all, you know what to do. Hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. I post new bookish videos every week, and I hope you guys will stick around. Bye!